Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am your teacher, Dr. Khurram Shehzad. As you know that I have been making videos on parts of speech. In my last video, I talked about adverbs and its kinds. So in this video, I will be sharing some of the important information related to adverbs. So the very first thing that I should talk about today is the position of adverbs. Adverbs of manner, they answer the question how. Ali walks slowly. How does Ali walk? Ali walks slowly. So, slowly is an adverb of manner. It comes after the verb or at the end of the sentence. For example, she sneaks quietly out of the house. So, it is coming after the verb. Their teacher speaks quietly. So quietly is again coming after the verb or at the end of the sentence. In the very first sentence, we can also say, she sneaks out of the house quietly. So in this way, it will come at the end of the sentence. Number 2 is adverb of time. It usually comes at the end of the sentence. Usually time or place, they are told at the end of the sentence. I will tell you this story tomorrow. So tomorrow is coming at the end of the sentence. But if you want to emphasize the time, you should put it at the beginning of this sentence. Remember, emphasize is a verb which does not require on. So it means that with emphasize, we do not use preposition on. But when it is used as a noun, then on is used. But there is a mistake here. So it should be, if you want to emphasize the time, you should put it at the beginning of the sentence. So we will say, tomorrow I will tell you the story. So usually adverb of time will come at the end of the sentence, but it can come at the beginning of the sentence as well if you want to emphasize time. Adverb of place. It comes after the direct object. So we have got sometimes object in the sentence. I did not see him here. So here is adverb of place and it is coming after him. Him is the direct object of the sentence. I did not see him here. If there is no object, it comes after the main verb. He stayed behind. So in this sentence, there is no object. So after stayed, we are using it. He stayed behind. Adverb of degree. It comes before what it modifies. The exam was so difficult that I did not finish it. So difficult. So difficult here is, adjective which is telling us about the exam, and so is adverb which is modifying the adjective difficult. It was too hot to wear a coat. Too hot to wear. So hot is an adjective here and to is used with the adjective hot. So it is modifying the adjective. And too hot to. When two twos are coming, T-O-O-2 and after that T-O-2, it is coming, then the meaning will be negative. This you should keep in your mind. It was too hot to wear a coat. It means that it was very hot temperature. It was very hot outside and it became very difficult for a person to put on the coat. In Urdu we can say कि गर्मी बहुत ज़्यादा थी, वो कोट नहीं पहन सकता था, या मैं कोट नहीं पहन सकता था क्योंकि गर्मी बहुत ज़्यादा थी. Adverb of frequency. It comes before the main verb. Main verb, before the main verb. I always get up at 6 o'clock. Or between the auxiliary and the main verb. He does not always play tennis. Does not is auxiliary verb. Play is main verb. And when auxiliary and main, both the verbs are coming, it will go between them. So he does not always play tennis. Mandy can't usually play football on Sundays. Can't or can. Can usually play. So play is the main verb and can is the helping verb. So usually is coming between can and play. Or after the verb to be. If the verb to be is the main verb, then it will go after the verb to be. Susan is never late. So is here is a main verb. So Susan is never late. So it is coming after verb to be. The adverbs often, usually, sometimes, and occasionally can go at the beginning of the sentence as well. Sometimes I go swimming. The adverb rarely and seldom can go at the end of a sentence. But seldom and rarely, they have got negative meanings. And if they come in the beginning of the sentence, the formation of the sentence will be interrogative, but question mark will not be added. For example, he eats fish very seldom. Seldom does he eat the fish. Seldom does he eat the fish. Rarely does he eat the fish. Rarely did you complete your work on time. Rarely did you complete. Rarely, it has got negative meaning. It is coming in the beginning of the sentence. Formation of the sentence is interrogative, but the sentence is not interrogative. So question mark is not added. Well, dear students, some of the other points that I should talk about today is that in some cases, adverbs have the same forms as adjectives. In other cases, two different adverbs are derived from the same adjective. Adverbs which have the same form as adjectives are close, dead, fast, fine, long, low, pretty, short, straight, wide, and wrong. Common adverbs from the same base with different meanings. So these are those adverbs that they have got two different meanings. Direct, it means without stopping. We flew direct from Texas to Islamabad. Flew direct without stopping. Directly, it means immediately, very soon. Don't go, I'll be with you directly. I'll be with you directly very soon. Late, not on time. Late, not on time, not early. The plane arrived late due to bad weather. So late is telling us about the time. It is an adverb. The plane arrived late due to bad weather. Lately, which means recently. She's been rather ill lately, recently. High, to a great height. He lifted it high over his head. Highly, extremely. Arsenic is highly toxic. Extremely toxic. Toxic. Hard, with a lot of effort. Hard. He braked hard with a lot of effort when he saw the cat. Hardly, scarcely, almost not. Hardly is also having negative meaning. If it goes before the sentence, in the beginning of the sentence, then again the construction will be interrogative. Hardly has he done his work on time. So hardly, we hardly know our neighbors. Hardly, bamushkil, almost not. Right, direct, direction, correctly. Turn right, turn right. Turn correctly at the crossroads. Try to do it right this time. Do it right, do it correctly this time. And rightly, rightly means correctly in my opinion. The tribunal rightly condemned the war criminals. In my opinion, rightly. Free, without paying. We got into the concert free, without paying. Freely, without limitation or control. Sheep roam freely over the hills, without limitation. Deep, to a great depth. We explore deep into the jungle, to a great depth. Deeply, thoroughly, completely. I am deeply ashamed of my behavior. Thoroughly, completely ashamed of my behavior. The most common use of adverbs is to modify adjectives. The adverbs usually comes before the adjective. I thought his answers were pretty good on the whole. Pretty good. So pretty is adverb, good is adjective, and the adverb of good is well. I am well. Okay. Some adverbs, example, really, almost, quiet, pretty, quite, pretty, can modify another adverb. The French team did really well in the first round. Did well. Well is adverb. Really well. Really is modifying another adverb that is well. And good is adjective. Well is adverb. Certain adverbs Example, quite, roughly, about, approximately can also modify following noun phrases or prepositional phrases and numbers. Her news came as quite as quite a shock, as quite a shock. In our school, roughly 50 students have mobile phones. Roughly 50 students. 50 students is a noun phrase. So 50 is adjective and roughly is modifying adjective, that is 50 here. A key use of adverbs is to add information about time, manner, or place of an action or state described in a sentence. He hit the ball hard, and this time it flew into the back of the net. We can use adverbs in comparative and superlatives, usually with more and most. So some of the adverbs, they also have got comparative and superlative degrees, like hard, harder, hardest. In the lottery draw, red balls seem to come up more frequently than yellow ones. More frequently. So more is used for comparative degree and most is used for superlative degree. Of all the relatives at Grand's funeral, I think Uncle Ralph felt her loss most deeply. Deeply is adverb and most is used for the greatest degree of adverb. So, dear students, in our today's class, we have talked about some of the uses of adverbs, like we have talked about position of adverbs, that where the adverb will go, and some of the common adverbs, that they have got the same shapes as adjectives, and the comparative and superlative form of adverbs. Thank you very much.